All right, my page is just loading here. I think I might already be live, but we're going to wait for a sec. Just make sure everything is good to go. There we are. Okay. Welcome to the live today, everybody. Excited to talk about our topic today because we're going a little bit more mindset focused today. We've noticed a lot of people, and it's a common thing. Casey and I deal with this too, where we feel just that distance from where it is that we want to go and where we are right now, and that distance can be a fairly long ways away, which can leave us with feelings of like, oh my god, I'm never going to get there. It's going to take me an eternity, and it really does zap motivation. It kind of it makes it feel like it's an impossible task, which can lead to less execution with our protocols, because it seems so far away. Sometimes it's like, what's the point, right? So we're going to talk about that and a little bit of mindset stuff on how to overcome that. Just 1 second while I sip my bubbly here. We put bubblies with I do have one, water flavoring in wine glasses because it seems fancy. So you see me drinking this, it's just a bubbly. All right. If you join in the live, please drop your win. My win for the day today, honestly, is just having a really solid workout. Found a few different ways to engage some muscles that I've been struggling with a little bit better, and it's been a lot of fun putting those to work. So that's my win for the day. If you have a win, you're joining the live, please drop your win down below, and I will read those out. Do that at the end. So I'm going to hop into the topic here. Also, just a heads up, I know there have been a few people who have joined the lives and haven't been able to comment. You do need to just set up a quick YouTube account. If you have Google, it's all connected. So you just sign into YouTube with your Google account, and then you can comment all you want. I got a win here from Danielle. I'm going to read that out. Had such a good workout today. Got my steps in and on track to hit my meal plan for the day. Yes, I love it. Can I? Oh, there we go. I can send little emojis and reactions and celebrations. I love it. Okay, there we go. All right. So, back to the topic here. This is something that we all share collectively as a group. I have been chasing my goal for about 4 years now. The goal that I'm searching for or striving for right now is obviously bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is where I want to go with my fitness. And for the category that I want to compete in bodybuilding, there is a specified weight cap. So that means if I want to come in at my absolute best, I need to put on enough muscle that when I'm super, super lean, I can actually reach that weight cap. I wish it was the other way around where I had to try and get down to the weight cap, but I've got my work cut out for me and I've got to get up to the weight cap, and it takes quite a while to build muscle. So 4 years and running, I still don't know when I'll be competing because I'm still not where I need to be. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because when we set our goals, when we come in, we have a vision of, we might not have a specific number. It doesn't matter whether you do or not. It's more understanding what you want out of your fitness. And for the majority of us, it's to feel better in our bodies, to protect our health, to improve our health sometimes. It's to feel comfortable and confident in our clothes. A lot of us want to be able to go to the beach and feel confident there, being able to wear a swimsuit, sometimes fitting into old clothes again. And that can feel like a monstrous goal. It could be 10 pounds away. It could be 100 pounds away. But either way, that goal can feel like a long ways away. And like I said, when you're looking at that distance, it's like, oh man, it can be intimidating. It can almost feel unattainable at times. And actually, I went live on my account a few days ago, and I talked a little bit about the same thing. Where when I first started taking fitness seriously, so I'm backpedaling like around 8 years back now. My goal was I just wanted to be 200 pounds and muscular. And every time I talked about that goal to people, anytime I was like, they'd be like, "Oh, what are you working towards?" I'd be like, "Oh, I want to be like lean and 200 pounds." And I always followed that up with, if it's even possible, because I didn't believe necessarily that I could actually get there. And I also wasn't sure if, even if I could get there, if I was going to be able to, like, if I was going to have the fortitude and the consistency and the dedication and everything to put in the work that I needed to get there. I was like, I can't remember exactly what my weight was, but I was somewhere around like a um, what I called was a skinny fat. I think I was about 180 pounds. So I knew I had to put over 20 pounds of muscle on, because hitting 200 pounds at that body composition wasn't the goal. It was to hit it and be able to have some ab definition. So I didn't know exactly how much weight I had to put on, but I had to put a lot on, and I didn't think that I was going to be. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. I crossed that goal like 2 years ago, and I remember the day that I hit it, and I honestly kind of forgot about that goal at that time, and it clicked to me one day, and I was like, "Holy crap!" It took me 6 years, but I actually finally did it, and I'm going to tell you exactly how that came to be. So this is a mindset shift that is absolutely massive and will take you so far with your fitness, um, and it's shifting away from always looking at the end goal. When we look at the end goal, we make these big goals, and they're always achievable. I will, you will have a hard time convincing me that your goal is impossible for you, unless you have like some severe disability or something like that, where you just can't. But for any able-bodied person, there is no limit to what you can achieve with your fitness goals. And so, how I got to my goal was I had to stop looking at the end goal, because I would look at the end goal, and at the end of a year, I would weigh myself. I'd do my check-ins, and I'd be like, "Man, holy crap! Like, it's never going to happen. I'm still so far away." Um, and I had to stop looking at the macro goal, and I had to start breaking it down into smaller, more manageable, attainable goals. And it changes your mindset dramatically. Think about it like this. I know I've said this analogy before, but it still just hits so hard for me. So think about this. Like, there are people who have climbed Mount Everest, and that's the tallest mountain on the planet. Like, it's insanely, like, you have to have an oxygen mask, you have to have a team, Sherpas, like all of this expensive equipment. You have to be prepared for crevasses, for like crazy bad weather. Like, there's so much that goes into it. It's such a monstrous feat to be able to climb from the base all the way to the summit of Mount Everest. And it can take them like over a week to do that. And if you imagine that process and how many months it would take for them to plan and prepare, to train for it, you don't just roll up to Mount Everest and go, here we go. You've got to train. You've got to get yourself prepared. You have to have really good conditioning. You've got to be prepared to climb. What is it, like 7,000 something feet, or meters? I can't remember exactly, but a huge distance. And if they constantly were making their ascent, staring at the summit, going, "Oh man, like that's where I gotta go. Oh, that's where I gotta go." And every single time, even through the whole planning process, when they're not even at the mountain, they're not even at the execution phase of their journey, and they're packing, or they're looking for equipment that they need, and they're just say that they're in Nepal, and they're standing there going, "Oh, I gotta get all the way up there." Like, it seems impossible. It seems insurmountable. But to climb Mount Everest, you don't do it in one shot. You break it down into stages. They have base camp, and they've got it's called stages, and I don't know how many there are, but there's different stages. And the only way that these people summit the mountain is by making bite-sized goals. And they look, okay, I'm in the parking lot, and my first goal, I need to get to base camp. And once I get to base camp, then I can reset my vision, my sights, and I can then go from base camp to stage one. And you might be sitting at base camp for like 2 weeks waiting for the right weather, the right windows to acclimatize to the atmosphere. And they do that each time on the way up. And so when we're looking at our goals and we're seeing how far away they are, we want to keep that vision, but we don't want that to be our obsession. The best thing to do is to start to break it down into bite-sized goals. If you want to lose 100 pounds, what do you need to do to get to the next 10? Make that your goal. Okay, I want to lose 10 pounds. That might take me 3 months, 4 months. Everybody's a little bit different, but you set the goal based off of your abilities, and talk to your coach because we'll help you with realistic expectations. But you want to make your first goal to get to base camp. You got a 100-pound journey to lose. If you're looking at that going, okay, 100 pounds, if I break that down into, like, if I am at my peak consistently with no life circumstances, nothing in my way, everything goes absolutely perfectly, and I lose 5 pounds a month, it's going to take me 20 months. It's going to take me almost 2 years to lose 100 pounds. And that seems like forever away. But if you look at 10 pounds and go, okay, that's like 3 months away, maybe 4, maybe 2, who knows? But you look at those smaller goals and go, okay, what do I need to do to get from where I am now to losing my first 10 pounds? And you start to shift, make that your biggest focus, and start to shift your priorities on, what do I need to do from where I am? What skills do I have? What equipment am I using? What I'm using all these metaphors and analogies because they relate, but what guidance do I need to get from here to here? And once you get there, you can then reevaluate and go, okay, you know what? Like, I gained all of these skills and I made this progress along the way. Now I need to step it up another level. How do I get from where I am to the next 10 pounds, the stage 2? What do I need to do more? What do I need to improve on? What do I need to learn? What do I need to get better at in order to get to stage 2 and stage 3 and stage 4? And you keep taking it one chunk at a time. And before you know it, you're going to be at the top. You're going to hit that goal. And that's exactly what I did. And in the original story I was telling you, it took me 6 years to get to 200 pounds. It wasn't a smooth journey. I didn't consistently gain weight. My scale didn't go like this at all. I had to learn a lot of stuff, and I did a lot of things wrong because I tried to do it myself for 4 years, 3 to 4 years without a coach. Can't remember exactly. But for a long time, I tried to do it by myself. And so I had to learn a lot of lessons. I had to, I had to understand training, how to properly train, how to get my form proper, how to do or count tempos, how to gauge my effort, my intensity. And then from there, I had to learn, okay, whoa, I thought that I had to do as much as possible, but I'm not healing at it anymore. So I had to understand recovery and start to learn what volume and what training I could do that I could actually recover from so I could progress instead of just, tearing the Band-Aid off every week and not actually healing enough to grow. I had to learn nutrition. I spent years not really doing anything with my nutrition other than trying to eat clean. And I would go super rigid, and then I would blow my diet out by just, I would restrict from all fast food and beer and everything, and then I just wouldn't be able to take it anymore. And I would start drinking beer again, and I would eat fast food like crazy, and I would have defeat, and so I'd be like, oh, what's the point? I'm just gonna have whatever I want. And it was just all those cycles but I cycled slowly my way up. And it's very much the same for everybody here. Your journey where you're at. You're past that stage. You've come faster than I have by reaching out and getting help and guidance, which then you have that Sherpa. I didn't hire my first Sherpa for way too long, and I stayed stagnant for way too long. You've hired your Sherpa early, which is just going to expedite your progress, but you still have skills to learn. You have nutrition to get better at. You have training to get better at, form to improve, tempos to count better, mind muscle connection to establish. When you first start working out, you have neurological pathways to develop. You like a lot of people take this for granted and don't understand this. When you're first learning new movements, your body has to rewire itself to understand like the proprioception of like my hand goes here, grabs the handle and pulls. It sounds really simple and childish, but to be able to actually do that effectively for muscle growth and for muscle engagement, it does take your body to create a neural pathway to connect to that, and then you can transfer it across different movements. But doing this is not an everyday activity, and when you load a whole bunch of weight on it and you're doing it under effort and strain, doing that is definitely not something you do every day. So your body has to learn how to do it. It has to learn how to stabilize your core, or how to keep your feet connected to the ground and use inertia through just like connection through the ground to be able to push through, how to use your core to brace, how to breathe properly, how to count, how to control it, the stabilizing muscles that you're not used to using, like all of those things, right? It takes a long time. And so each level, you gain more skills, you gain more tools, and you get better and better and better. And when you understand that and you focus on that, and kind of take your vision away from the big goal, the end goal, keep it in your peripheral vision, but don't keep it in your focus. And you start to understand the process of what needs to happen, and just focusing on what you need to do to get to the next stage of your fitness journey, it starts to go by a lot smoother and it starts to go by a lot quicker. Especially, it's like watching a clock tick. It's watching paint dry. If you're staring and focused on the end goal all the time, you'll get there. It just will feel forever. And if we're going to be doing this for the rest of our lives, we're creating lifestyle changes and permanent changes to our habits and our structures so that we can maintain our goals forever. It's going to take some time, and we might as well enjoy the process while we're on it. So, just to summarize, the biggest and best piece of advice I can give you, if you're feeling that kind of dread and intimidation of how far your goal is, understand that you have a lot to learn still. You have a lot of skills to develop. Even where I'm at to get to where I want to be, I've got a lot of skills I need to develop still. I'm not, if I were at stage weight, I still wouldn't be prepared to compete, because I have a lot of goal or a lot of skills I need to develop on the way. We all have these skills, so break it down. You've got skills to develop to get to stage 1, stage 2, whatever stage you're on, the next stage. And when you get to that next stage, reevaluate, pick the next level from that, and keep your focus on those small, like, I call them short-term goals because in the grand scheme they are, but 2 to 8 weeks, 20-week goals, make them tangible, make them something that you can achieve, and just as a framing, keep that in mind that this is like you're going on to the next level, and then you're going to go to the next level from there. You're going from base camp stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and you're going to get to the summit, but keep your focus on the next stage that you need to get to. Cool. I got one more win down here from Angie. Win, I've been keeping my steps above my goals consistently for 4 weeks. Amazing. You've been crushing it, and I love it. That's it for our live today, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I know that we're going a little bit longer today. I get really passionate about mental or mindset stuff, so hopefully you got some good quality help out of the live today and the information that I shared. If you have questions, comment them, tag us. If you're watching on replay, #replay, drop your win and your biggest takeaway. We'll see you guys in the forums and in the Facebook group. All right. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Happy long weekend. Nah, it's over, I know, but I hope you had a wonderful long weekend, and we'll see you soon.